Welcome to the Kinkazoid Podcast, where you get some education on your form of stimulation. With your hosts, Royal, Chase, and Trey Proper. Buckle your seatbelts because it's going to be a wild ride. Let's get kinky.
Welcome. Greetings and salutations to another great episode of Kinkazoids. We got a great one lined up for you. Thank you for joining us. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We have a 6-person show today, so it's going to be kind of fun to do this intro thing. You know who I am, you know who the ladies and usual are, but you don't know our special guests. So if you will, go ahead and introduce yourselves in the order that are listed, on the outline. Okay.
Well, the person that we all know and love, Cam, he was here about 2 weeks ago from the Blurs and Whiskey show. Also from Blurs and Whiskey, we got Mamie and Rick here, and our newest member is Q, Dose of Q. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. She reached out to me via TikTok, so I appreciate it. She's so lovely. So please go follow her on TikTok. Q, what's your handle so they can follow you?
Dose of Q.
Dose of Q.
_of_Q. Yeah.
And you guys already know it's me, Chase or C Hayes. Doesn't matter how you say it, as long as that flavor stays in your mouth. Royal.
Because I was your girl Royal. No tagline necessary. Just recognize she's a queen.
All right. You know who I am. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. First things first, kink of the week, oralism. Anybody familiar with that term? Yes, you are, because we talked about it before the show. Anybody in the comments not familiar, I'll go ahead and break it down for you. Oralism is basically, by definition, it means that you are aroused by sound. So it's pretty much prevalent in a lot of primal play or audio play. Like some people like to listen to music when they're actually in the mood or in the process of doing so. Growls, loud, it could be anything. So has anyone here on the panel had a chance or had any experience with an audible arousal situation?
Oh yeah, I like hearing them growl in my ear. That's sexy.
It's the growls for me. I think any definitely the growls, but like just I don't know. It's something about hearing the man enjoying himself. You know what I'm saying? Like any pleasurable anything. Yeah, that does it for me.
So you like it when they're like verbally like responsive to stuff too?
Yes, I like when they're verbally responsive. Like a growl, a grunt. Anything. Like I've said before, even a well placed oh shit, I'm good with it. Okay, I'm good with it.
Listen, it's that slow fuck when they slide in for the first time.
Yes.
It's something about that first slide in. You got to say something when you first slide in.
So quick thing about oralism. So music is also kind of a key factor to this thing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I kind of have an interesting story because I'm always because I live with roommates, so I always have music, loud so that, they can't hear or they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But I generally have music playing. I have a specific playlist. And one time I decided to let YouTube go and let the algorithm dictate the playlist and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't paying attention, and somehow a song ended up on the gospel side or the Christian music side of YouTube, and my girl.
What the hell is up with your algorithm?
Hold on. Right. And my girl is the first one. I'm not paying attention. I don't understand. It just happened to be with the white Christian music, so I wasn't paying attention.
White Christian music. She on the Christian rock channel.
Not the instrumental guitar.
White Jesus then came and messed it up.
Oh my Lord.
Oh no, he didn't, because that's the part that makes it hot though. Because she goes, "That's a hymnal." I said, so I come up for air like, what? That's a hymnal. She's like, yeah. The computer's too far. Should I go ahead and change it? No, I think we're good. All right, cool. And I went right back to it. So from this point on,
not in his name.
Right.
I don't know. She will not tell me the name of the song because this particular song was like a contemporary, like updated version of the hymnal. But she will not tell me the name of this hymnal. She knows that I will find a whole playlist and find every difference of it just to play it. Even a day or two later, she heard that song. She's just like, oh my God, I cannot listen to this song the same ever since.
Oh my Jesus.
Good for you. Good for you.
That's
how you take control of the situation.
No.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Stop making
Listen.
Man. It was probably his righteousness.
I'm over here eating ass and I'm hearing like a hymnal. Like this.
Let me go ahead. And
you are not over there clapping cheeks in Jesus' name. I refuse. I can't. Okay. I can't.
Oh, like y'all don't say oh God.
I was about to say, how many of y'all were conceived to he is able or something like that?
None.
I'm sure I wasn't.
I'm sure I was not.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
You let him. He can't work it out. Yeah.
Okay, first and foremost, y'all already know.
First of all, don't play what he's able. That's the song. Don't play with He's Able, okay? There's like a whole double clap in there. You know, you get the rock going.
Okay. How many of y'all were the nut that was worked out to Jesus will work it out?
No.
Wow. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Stop it right now. You stop it right now.
I
y'all.
I know for a fact Kurt Franklin got some baby making music.
Listen here.
Oh my God.
All right.
People say Stone.
The only exception to that is when Tamala Mann and her husband made the R&B album For You to Get Busy To.
Yeah.
That's the only exception to the rule. All of the
R&B music for the married couples.
Did y'all hear TD
Did
Jakes? Did y'all hear Bishop Jakes and his wife talking like, you know, I just love to hear you minister the word of God. Like, excuse me?
No, excuse me. No.
What audio book is this?
Y'all don't think that religious people get busy?
I'm pretty sure they do, but I don't. No. Okay, but you know what though? There is an Instagram account, and then I can't think of the name. I can't think of them, but it's a couple. It's a husband and a wife, and they pray before they have sex. You know, like everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all a spiritual experience for them.
That's one of the reasons why Future. That's one of the reasons why Future stopped messing with Sierra.
Listen, I'd be scared that the angels is watching. That is like.
Do you understand?
You just want to pray after sex?
Like.
Yeah, Sierra wanted to. Future had said like he was just like, yo, it's just weird, but like Sierra wanted to pray after sex.
Nah, man.
Well, she was sinning, my dude. She was trying to.
Okay, but I'm not going. What we gonna pray after every single time we bust a nut? I mean, what is? And I'm not gonna do it while the dude is there. I don't know.
I'm gonna be on my knees and stay on my knees. This is crazy.
Why do y'all think that religion and sex are so disconnected, but they both are? It's about a creation of life. Like
I didn't say it was disconnected. I'm just saying it is just a little bit awkward. Just a little bit awkward. I'm just saying I'm not trying to hear encourage yourself. Wow.
Encourage yourself in the Lord.
It don't do it for me.
Encourage yourself. You got this.
Listen. All right. Bringing it back. Me personally, my favorite sound is when it's just like, more personally when it's like missionary. But it's just like when they deep in the guts or whatever, and it's like you can't take it no more, and so you just go silent, and then all you hear is his little pants, and it's just like all you hear is your gushiness getting like killed back.
Girl,
Woo, man, that is, and he just looking at you like yes, he's like that, huh? Yeah, I'm like yeah.
It'd be the for me as a squirter. So for me, it'd be like when he leans back and it just shoots up, and he'd be like, "Yeah, you like that shit," and then just. Wait a minute.
Don't be talking shit. You cannot be talking shit while you inside the pussy. You cannot be talking shit. That shit takes stuff to a whole nother level. You understand me? You can't do stuff like that.
We're all
doing stuff like that.
We preach here. We're all about communication.
Fuck that. No.
A quick look at the comments. Weekend Herb is in the building. What's going on? Liz said, "Yeah, you know when frying chicken and you hear that pop sound, that's the sound for me."
Liz, go to the corner. Go to your corner.
Herb laughed at the meme, and Liz also said, "But if we're talking about men, it's the grunt for me. Like, okay, what's the baby's name, sir?"
Right.
Jamaica said wars have been fought and won in his name before. Oh, geez. I think this said something Washington. I can't really see it. What did I miss? And then Genocide Circus said, "You got to bang to victory is mine." Please stop it. Please stop it. Oh my gosh, man.
Can we not do this? Not victory is mine.
No. Jamaica said, "I mean, are you not already calling his name during the act?" I personally try not to. I really do try not to. I try to avoid that.
Who the hell got that kind of breath to get a whole name out?
Your task now is to make her say God.
The whole name.
That's your task, sir.
No.
No. First of all, if I can get your whole name out my mouth, you're not doing it right. So,
period.
We're talking about Jesus. You just.
I mean, honestly, I will say this.
Jesus.
Oh God.
Oh God, not Jesus though. I don't know.
First of all, I'm not calling on Jesus or God because this is a sinful act that I'm
Q said she should be speaking in tongues. She shouldn't be saying nothing else.
Okay.
It's either fuck, or it's just like fuck. Like it's like different levels of it. You don't do the goddamn. Anyway. And Herb said, "Royal about to throw it in a circle for Jesus." Okay. Anyway.
Sir, no.
Jamaica,
throw that ass in the prayer circles.
No.
Circle. Shut up.
Jamaica said, "Go forth and multiply." How you think folks out here multiplying? I know that there's a lot of begetting. There's a whole book of just begetting. This person beget the person who beget the other beget.
In the Bible.
Okay.
So my Christian Mingle
Juicy
profile
macaroni.
name of Moses Staff 69 doesn't work, huh?
Wow.
What did you just say?
Fix it,
I said-
Lord.
My Christian Mingle profile name of Moses Staff 69, is that a bad thing? I'm trying to figure this out.
Okay,
All right.
and the Genocide Circus says, "Does
I ain't
Daddy
talking to you no
care
more.
for my
I'm
name?"
not talking to you no more.
I don't know. I feel like, to be honest,
Daddy is universal. Like,
yeah, a lot of people ain't taking Daddy as seriously as they used to.
And
So
besides, no one calls God
if I,
Daddy.
if I say, unless
I
you like
say,
them weird
like-
Christian girls, unless you're like the weird Christian girls that be on TikTok, like Daddy God, like thank you so much for like
Daddy
God.
God.
You have seen those TikToks, so they're
No.
crazy.
What is he, like a
These
heavenly?
girls, it's those
No.
What is he, a
Yeah,
heavenly,
that's what I'm saying. It's
heavenly
those
sugar
girls.
daddy or something?
It's those girls. And also, if I say your real name, that means you really get in my shit. If like nicknames is just like to nickname it. Like,
Listen, the only time I can get the whole name out is when I'm trying to push you back because you done
Not
got
the
too
time
deep.
popped up.
Back up. Back.
Can you demonstrate one more time?
Ain't
No.
Trey, go to the damn, go to your damn corner. Yeah, you go to timeout. Go to timeout right now.
You know what? I want to call
middle,
somebody
and last
Mr.
name.
Something. I want to call somebody Mr. Something. I want to say
Mr.
their last
something?
name. Mr. Something, like whatever their last name is. Like, I think that shit will be hot.
It's
You got a
Father
color
God.
purple fetish?
Shut up. Shut
Not
up.
Mister.
Shut up.
Not
You
Mister.
say
Not
call us
Mister.
not Mister.
Mister. Okay. All right. So, as far as oralism goes, one final question: does anybody have that one song that does it for you?
Oh my
Like,
god.
and gets you in the mood,
Like you
or
can
while
hear,
you're
like
in it.
what Cam was saying, you hear that song and immediately you take it back to that place.
I'm lying.
I know
I'm
you're
lying.
I honestly don't.
Oh, Sex Me by R. Kelly.
Nope. Canceled.
They just did.
It is what it
like,
is.
well, shit.
I don't
It is
know.
what it is.
I by Boyz II Men is always my go-to. Like it always get me in them. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Make him say by Master P and another.
Leave me
Oh, my
alone.
Jesus.
Shut up.
Exit the room.
Oh God.
Exit the
I'm
room.
done. I'm done.
Oh my god.
I'm done.
That
Not
song
making
has
it,
certain connections. Things happen to that song, so don't listen.
Yeah, y'all
I
saw
don't
how
know.
Shaq
Ain't you
looked when he
the preacher's son, right? I'm surprised your ass ain't say break every chain or something stupid like that. I'm sorry. Okay.
You know
I'm
what?
shut up.
Look back at it by Trina.
I already said my religious song
Yeah,
It's,
look
it's
back.
fun, it's, you
because
know,
I worked it out that Jesus will work it out. Work this shit out.
it's funny that we're all mentioning
Oh, my
all these
goodness.
Christian and gospel stuff. Ain't it funny, Trey?
What you do?
Anyway,
What the hell
look
did you
back
do?
at it by Trina is one of my favorite. You know, look back at you for what? I'm trying to concentrate on busting me a nut. What'd you say? Freaking Me by Jamie Foxx and Marcia Ambrose. Okay, Marsha Ambrose. Okay, I haven't heard that one. I think I might have. I'm ignoring it. Rick, you want to show everybody your sweater real quick? Want to give them a little close-up preview?
Just
of
real-
your
Oh dear.
Just real
Oh,
quick.
dear.
Hub
dear
this.
sweater? Oh,
Oh,
that's
right.
a very kinky sweater.
It's
It's
a
a very
very
kinky sweater.
Kinky
We'd
sweater.
love to see
Wow.
it.
Honor's on
That's-
Prancer.
yeah.
Honorable
He's
mention
like
real
on
quick for Hub
Donner, on
Deucer.
Dancer, on Prancer.
Jesus Christ.
Honorable mention for what?
For Hub Deucer real quick, he said his song is Would You Mind by Janet Jackson.
So it's funny because mine is Anytime, Any Place by Janet Jackson.
Mhm.
You turn that
That's a good one,
on
too.
and the faucet starts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Warmth by Janet Jackson is a song I play when I'm giving the 5,000 double twister. Gog, gog.
I swear to God, you change your name for your head every show. I swear.
Well, I feel like
Every
everybody
week.
knows the Gog Gog double twister 5,000, so you know you want to mix it up a little bit. You know,
Take it up another level.
my head game is not the same for everybody. It's not E for everybody.
Right. You
That
can't give
part.
everybody throwback.
That part, you can't though, and then honestly, I feel like you can't give everybody your A grade. You know what I'm saying? Like you need me to like real quick so to
Right.
get hard. Okay,
I
sure.
mean, I told you guys like last week or week beforehand, I gave somebody like A grade and I was stalked in the streets. So you just can't give it to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I got married
All
behind
right,
my
on
A
the
grade.
positive
So.
thing.
Well, hold on. So, Genocide Circus, they said John Mayer's first album, but only because some chick insisted on playing that ish every night, and I was tricked into the room anyway. Okay. John
Wow.
Mayer's, like Daughters? John Mayer? Like that album?
Yeah, like, I'm just like, wait, what?
Like,
Gravity.
Listen, that's what's holding you inside is gravity at this point. Because it's not me on these walls if you play that. It's not.
Okay.
Just imagine
All right.
how you gonna get her on the John Mayer. Your body's a wonderland. Like really?
Oh my Jesus!
You know what?
Each their own.
Thank you, Hubducer. Thank you for the hashtag. Head changer. Appreciate it. Take it on with pride. Take it on with pride.
All right, then.
All right. So since we have some special guests here, we wanted to bring in what we started doing as we had more guests, sex tips from our special guests. And so we're going to go in order of Cam, then Rick, and then Miss Q. So, Cam, if you will, hit us off with a sex tip.
Sex tip. I would say a lot of people have issues for some reason saying like consent and shit like that. So I'm like, all right, try turning like consent into like foreplay or dirty talk, like to the point where they like you ask them, hey, is this what about this position? Do you want it in this position and stuff like that? And that way kind of turns into like a game. So I feel like using consent and dirty talk works well too for me.
Okay.
Can you give us okay, all right.
Now I'm sitting here thinking.
Right.
No. But think. I mean, if you want to think about it, just think about like certain positions. Like, hey, do you want this position? You'd be like, yeah, I do. Hey, that's consent and dirty talk, all the same thing.
Okay.
I have nothing to add to that.
Rick?
I was gonna say I've never considered consent as like having it as foreplay. I've never would have thought of that.
Dirty talk, consent.
Right.
See it.
Oh.
Okay. Rick?
Be explorative. Be explorative in your love making. Don't just
Hate to see it.
Love making. Y'all hear it? Love making. Y'all heard Rick? Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, be explorative in your love making. Don't just come in and just just throwing yourself right at it. Don't just try and run like you're trying to. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Be explorative. Find out what touches are like. Find out what kisses are like. Find out what areas are sensitive. Do all those things. Be explorative. Be an adventurer. Put the Indiana Jones cap on and get inside that Temple of Doom. Exactly.
What if your face moves?
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
If your face moves, then clearly you shouldn't have been examining the Ark of the Temple.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Be explorative. I completely agree.
I like
All
it.
right,
I
Miss
like
Q.
it.
Mine is geared towards the ladies, and it is do not be afraid to explore different options when it comes to your sexuality. For me, I have piercings in my lady bit area, and they are quite fun. So don't be afraid of things just because you were raised a certain way and somebody sees it as taboo. Everybody's not seeing your temple, honey. It's okay for you to get in there, play with it, explore it, see what's going on down there, see what you like and what you don't like, because you can't tell nobody what you like if you don't know what you like.
Facts.
Just saying.
Period.
Okay.
I couldn't do it though. I'm scared of losing my sensitivity. I mean, this is the one thing going for me. I'm going to keep the one thing going for me.
It kind of works both ways. Sometimes it enhances.
Sometimes it doesn't. So I just don't want to.
Sometimes it doesn't.
She doesn't want to take the chance.
I've always wanted to have my nips pierced because my nips are very sensitive. But then they were like, "Oh, but you
could lose your sensitivity."
Like, yeah, no, not taking the chance.
But no, aside comment though is like we were saying earlier. I used to work as an apprentice at a piercing and tattoo shop, so it's actually kind of like funny how many women don't like their own body parts. So when they came in saying I want my clit pierced, I said, "No, I don't think you do." And it's like, "Yeah, I do." And then
the castration of it all.
Yeah, we literally had a diaphragm. Be like, yo, here or here? Like right there. All right. Read that. What does that say? That's basically how they had to break shit down for them.
Imagine how embarrassing it is that you own the body part and you don't know
what it is.
Well, I mean,
listen, ladies.
That's American sex education for you. What can I tell you?
Where were you in 8th grade during sex ed?
But in 8th grade in sex ed, they wasn't telling you that you have a hood on your clitoris, and when you pull it back, there's a little man back there that just makes everything in the world more amazing. So,
if we very true.
One thing you were taught was this is how you put it on a banana, and don't in was it
If you
no,
were taught that.
It was if you were taught that. I had the pictures, I had the lines with the names of each part and all that other stuff. And
what book did you have?
Everybody came out of high
They
school.
had that diagram, right? It was a whole
They
diagram.
had that cut in half diagram.
Yeah.
That just showed the sides of both portions, not exactly what was what. You saw a tube and you saw another tube. You ain't know what the hell was going on until you turned
we had it labeled. I had labeled.
You had it labeled and everything.
They had as time went on, you saw a full frontal. Like, in all honesty, what they did, well, for me in sex ed, they showed that bisected person, male and female.
Yeah.
They didn't show like a frontal version of a vagina.
Yeah.
No, they didn't show a frontal.
They had ours.
Oh, we didn't have a frontal.
And that would have been that's something that should be educated to at least let young men know. That's why you have so many women that complain about they can't find it, which is stupid to me. But we weren't told that there was a hood to pull back. We weren't let know of that information until you met a girl who was comfortable telling you, "Hey, you see that right there? There you need to go."
And the funny thing about it is the only immature thing we took out of that was the word ejaculation. That's it. Everything else, you would have thought we did everything else immature. We just used the word ejaculation for no reason. For no reason.
I'm about to say my sex ed teacher was the health teacher, and he had like a huge. He was like, I'm not sure where he was from, but he definitely
had a huge what?
Yeah, you cut off.
Your sound cut out when you said huge.
Your sound cut off right when you said it.
I was like, he had a huge what?
He was from Africa. He had an accent, and
so he did have a huge member. Okay, got it.
So when he said the word ejaculate, he said it with his proper English. So he's ejaculate. It just sounds funnier.
Ejaculate.
Yeah, it sounds funnier that way.
They just put us in the gym and showed us the miracle of life.
Wow.
That's what sex ed was for us. And it's like, hey, we got this sex ed movie for y'all, and they put it on, and then next thing you know, you just see a little gremlin squirting out of a hole, and it's just like, you know what? Fuck
not
this.
a gremlin.
I'm not interested in any of it.
I think it depends on the kind of college you went to too, because in my school, I went to University of Bridgeport in Connecticut my first year, and they had a lot of they have the interactive displays and stuff like that, and they would trick you to get into sexual education groups. So one night they had sexual chocolate, and everybody was like, "Ooh, we about to go up there, we about to see some men, honey. We about to get up there and get crazy." And then they were like, "Ha ha, you dumb bitches, sit down. You're gonna learn how to put a condom on with or without your hands. You're gonna learn how to do this position to make you feel better. You're gonna learn about all your female body parts. You're gonna know about all the male body parts. You're gonna know all about the STIs and how they get passed on and everything. And then we're gonna give you a Dove or Hershey Kisses at the end for your chocolate pleasure." What the hell? But I learned a lot. I learned, if you have those kind of classes available, I don't think anybody else is in college at this point in time on here. But if you're watching and you're in, go to them things. Go to them icebreakers. Quick going to the comments. Genocide Circus said that the downside of John Mayer was super popular as mall music back then, so I'd be playing responses while trying to shop. Okay, whatever. Liz said, "I know that's right. Sorry, mama." He also said, "Sex tip: never buy gas station dick pills at the gas station. Get them from behind the front counter at your local supermarketo. Sorry, they're cheaper, so I've been told." I can't read. Brittany said, "I've had my nipples and hood pierced twice. It was so much fun. Might have to do them again. Hashtag pain kink. You do that.
You do
man.
that, boo.
You do that. You do that. Do that for both of you.
Don't get me
I got a
wrong.
question for you. How did it close? Because mine ain't closed. So how did yours close? And
Maybe she just took it out.
Maybe she took it out.
I literally took mine out for 9 months because I was pregnant and they kept slipping out. So never mind.
I got a question. So I'm sorry.
Gosh.
I have a because I've dealt with women who have had the piercings. So why do you have to remove? And it could be a dumb question. Why do you have to remove them when you're pregnant?
Was it pussy swallow?
So for me, the reason I removed my hood piercing was because your vagina actually gets it gets bigger, not inside, but it gets more fluffy, and my clip got big enough for the piercing to actually just literally pop out. I literally went to the bathroom one time and that bitch hit the inside of the toilet, and I was just like, this is dumb. I'm just not gonna put another one in there, because and it happened 2 times. So I was pregnant twice after that, and I tried it with my daughter, and I was just like, yeah, this is fucking stupid. I'm just gonna keep losing fucking rings at this point. So
Okay.
All right. Genocide Circus
No
said,
Leo.
y'all school system hated y'all. Craze said there are a lot of women out there who were raised hyper religious or hyper prudish who were taught that all manners of sex are bad, so they don't know what they like because they've been taught that.
This is true.
I agree.
That is true.
I
completely agree.
And they
but-
shouldn't.
I think all of America is Puritan. Period.
Yeah. And they shouldn't explore or learn about their body and what they like because they've been taught it's wrong. I was with a woman once that wouldn't let me go down on her, and she wouldn't let herself experience an orgasm. What the hell? Genocide Circus said, my ex-wife had 33 piercings. She was interesting. And then Brittany said, it's closed. It's been years since I've had them. I took mine out when I was pregnant because I was losing feeling. Mama wasn't happy. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You got a different kind of vagina from me then, sis.
And that's the thing, not all vaginas are made equally. So,
right.
You know, what may work for you might not work for my cootie cat.
Wait, let her not say equally because that just sounded bad. They're just not made the same.
I mean, some are great and wet, some are bad and dry. Go ahead.
I think I was breaking up. Since we're on the topic of genital piercings, would any of the ladies on the panel or any of the ladies in the comments deal with a man with a Prince Albert?
Yes. So much fun.
I'm up for that one. Yes.
I'm afraid it's going to get stuck in my throat, so no.
You afraid it's going to get
I'm not trying to put it in my mouth.
What was that movie?
It did.
Sweetest Little Thing?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It got stuck on her.
It was definitely a 90s one.
Yep, don't need that.
They had to hum to get the joint out of that movie.
She started singing, and it was and everybody in the neighborhood's watching because like you got this.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't discriminate, so I guess I mean I would. Yeah, sure.
Okay, I was just curious.
The only question that I have about that is, what if you have an IUD and that shit? Never mind.
But you know that's a good ass question because the string.
But they're not supposed to be on the tip, though. I don't think.
So for me, the one I would always been trying to get would be the one I forgot the name of it, but it's basically more closer to like the top of the base of the penis. So like as it's entering in all the way, the very last part of it is what's going to be rubbing against the clit.
Oh. Yeah, that would be interesting. Yep, I double down on my
answer.
Very
interesting.
Completely double down.
Interesting.
It's basically gonna be like a surface bar. It's gonna be like a surface piercing on the top of.
I see. What if one day you accidentally f up and get that caught in your zipper, like Adam Sandler? Like nobody needs that.
It wouldn't be.
Dudes are not that crazy.
First of all, we have underwear, so there's that blocking me.
I mean, would it not poke through the underwear? It's like, like belly button piercings kind of show through shirts and stuff like that.
Well,
so
I'm not wearing lace boxer briefs, so it's gonna be caught.
Unless she makes a request.
I guess, but I'm just saying I couldn't do it just because there's many positions I could be found in that could be very damaging to my self-esteem, and I think being found with a dick stuck in the back of my throat would definitely be one of them. So I'm just gonna ignore that.
I ain't gonna lie. If it's from where this person is placed, if that gives you the back of your, amazing.
Okay.
We don't know my skills. So
you don't know my skills.
Whoa! We're gonna have a skill challenge over here.
Hey. Sound like a challenge.
Bring the bananas out. Bring it out. Dr. T Channel said piercings are usually recommended to be removed during pregnancy to reduce the risk of complications in the event emergency surgery is needed. Thank you, Dr. T Channel. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Wow, an actual doctor, according to your username.
According to your username. PhD.
I think it's T Chanel.
Thank you.
But I'm not. Yeah.
Not TSA stopped, please, Hubducer, please. The hashtags are getting out of control.
They're getting out of hand.
And then also said, doctor said, Julie can conduct current and cause burns during surgery. And Liz said, y'all got to do it now so we can see the proof. And Brittany said, F yes. Oh, right.
Wait, whoa, wait. See the proof of what? Wait a minute.
I don't know what proof they trying to see.
I'm guessing they're trying to see the difference of throat skills and dick skills. So
we have a Discord for all that.
I'm about to say,
if you guys want to post demonstrations,
got a whole not safe for work chat, please.
You're welcome to do so.
Posted I posted a throw it back picture. That was nice.
The Sweetest Thing. The Sweetest Thing. That was the name of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love that movie. Anyway, okay, yeah. So thank you guys for your sex tips and of course spawning into multiple different other conversations. But we got to get back on track. All right. So a secondary kink of the week.
Not canning the throat goat. Sorry. Go ahead. Shut up, Liz. Leave me alone. You know my secrets. Go ahead.
Another kink that we wanted to mention that was brought up. I forgot who brought it up, but we're going to talk about it. Fire play or pyrophilia.
India.
That is the basically it's the fire play is literally playing with fire as a subculture of BDSM essentially. It involves setting things on fire, but not necessarily skin, but being close to fire, increased heat, and common misconceptions. Typically, fire play does not involve igniting a person on fire as a spur of the moment decision without any thought or planning in place beforehand. Usually 50% to 70% rubbing alcohol, can be applied to the skin. As you've seen, I don't know if you guys were a little bit of a litter bug as a kid. I can admit to that. And I would play around with the rubbing alcohol, set it on fire, and put it out real quick.
I would do that.
So
yeah.
that alcohol-soaked cotton swabs and put on the skin and, ignite it for quick flames blown out because you have a sensation of heating and cooling immediately. So that can be added into some BDSM play. Has anyone here had any experience with this form of kink?
Nah, I want to on my skin. Nah.
Just get some warm lube. Get some of the lube.
Right, something that's go warm. Something warming. Like I was like Trey, I played with it as a kid. Like I used to do stuff like that. But like now I wouldn't do it. I'd be too afraid that I'm gonna burn myself. I'm gonna set my house on fire. I ain't got time for that. I don't know if my insurance gonna cover fire play. I can't. No.
I'm encouraging my partner, stop, drop, and roll, baby.
No. How was the pump smoking out of a bowl because the fire was going up on my thumb? So no, it's a no for me. It's a no.
You figure someone who's... No, go ahead, Rick.
What do you look like going to the emergency room with wet towels all over your crotch? And when the doctor or the nurse or whoever says, what happened? Well, we were trying something out called fire play, and I called myself a new supervillain called Firebug, and I was going to try and light myself on fire and see if I could spread it around, but she just went to the
on fire.
She just went to the next level, and now hey.
That brings a whole new meaning to the word burning bush.
Exactly.
Okay. Exactly. All I thought about when he was talking is like, this person is not shaved like 1970s bush type on fire. Like now, with the fire play, I don't want to do none of that, but I do want to try the candles.
Wax play is fun. Wax play is definitely fun.
I like wax play.
Well, I want to do that.
Wax play is fun.
That, but I ain't trying to play with no fire.
What'd you say, Rick?
In college, someone caused a fire doing that shit.
Wax play?
Seriously? They probably used the wrong candles. They probably with the Bed Bath & Beyond used them candles to the actual sex candles.
You are frozen. Yes, you are.
Trey is frozen. One of my teammates in college.
There you go. You're good. You're good.
I won't go into details about where, but one of my teammates was trying to romanticize a volleyball player, and the next thing you know, in the middle of the night, goddamn fire alarm goes off, and everybody has to go outside, come back and find out this nigga's in here trying to be sexy and taking his shirt off, knocked the camera over onto his dresser, set the whole goddamn thing on fire.
There was a camera too?
No, I think he meant candle. I think he meant candle. Yeah.
He knocked over, set the dresser on fire.
Genocide Circus said you do not use rubbing alcohol. And he also said, I like fire play. Cops call it arson, so we don't do that no more.
So nigga, what do you use? Gasoline?
Not flame on, Cam.
What else do you use? Like, nobody has access to flammable lotion. What the fuck?
I mean, honestly,
he uses the sexy flammable liquid kerosene.
Oh, wow.
Okay, wait, but honestly, has anybody done any research? Is there something that you use in fire play that maybe we don't know about?
Honestly,
there could be.
Like I've been trying to say, like you figure someone who actually hangs around with someone who does like I hang around a lot of fire dancers and fire spitters and fire performers, and I've yet to do anything with that kink. The closest I could probably say to the pyrophilia that I can say that I've done is You can actually ask the hub deucer about the last time I was playing with fire with somebody. That ended up very well for everybody.
But her face when he said
y'all
it.
remember? Yeah, Trey, you remember that day? You remember that?
Oh my lord! Are we really? Are we really?
Well, it says here on Kinkly, this can be done by placing candles or other flames near a person's skin, wiping alcohol on the skin and lighting it, tapping the skin with a lit torch, or flogging a person with flaming whip or flogger.
Well,
God damn it! If we're naked and we're like foreplaying, and your ass come out with a cat with 9 tails and be like, I gotta show you something special, and light that bitch on fire, I'm going to jail. I'm about to beat your ass.
Damn, Pokemon.
Right, ain't that a move? Ain't Flame Whip a move or something like that? The Pokemon.
Coming out looking like Scorpion's harpoon and shit,
not
right?
the Pokemon.
Nobody's trying to do that.
First off, ladies and gentlemen, first off, we're not going to kink shame here.
No.
Okay.
No.
That is the whole point of kinks is the shame.
We're not. Oh my
I
god.
don't think it's
That's the
a
whole
kink shame. I
point
think
of kinks is to shame them. Okay.
It's a kink precaution. I think we all know exactly who and who cannot play with fire. So therefore, when we're saying hell no, it's not dimming the light on people who do play with fire. We're just saying we just know our dumbasses would do something very terrible with it. So
I just know something bad gonna happen. I just know something bad gonna happen.
Okay, just trying to make sure we're clear.
But I would say my favorite kink now is watching people kill the fire on TikTok. If you guys ever seen, there's a dude who literally has a candle that's lit and he sneaks up behind it and puts a top on it. He's like, go to sleep. And you see the light like dimming just very slowly on it. It's just pretty funny to me. It's hilarious.
Nah,
Oh my god.
I ain't seen that. That sounds kind of serial killer-ish, honestly. But yeah, okay. I mean, you know.
Right. Like, is
Is
there
it like a little
chloroform involved
animated
in this?
candle? Like, is it a
No,
you draw
it's like a
face
candle,
and-
like it's like a back to body candle, and he's like in the corner. He goes up to it. He puts his top. He's like, go to sleep, and it's like he makes it shake and everything. The shit's pretty funny. Shit's pretty
Practicing
funny.
for when he uses his chloroform. That's all.
Yeah. So Genocide Circus says, I mean, my local ER already knows who I am, so it wouldn't be too embarrassing.
Shit.
We know that.
Oh god.
Darren said my hair is inflammable. Brittany said I'm a firebug. Yes. Not sure about fire play. I seriously have to trust my partner. And okay, Hubdusa laughed. And Brittany said on the next episode of Sex Sent Me to the ER. Yes, TLC special. And Genocide Circle says sounds like Rick's friend tried to pull a Taj from Van Wilder.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I did. It was pretty close. It was pretty close.
That's just all types of fucked up. So we actually skipped over one thing, and I do apologize for that. We did. We got our position of the week. So this one, don't worry, I'm gonna give you some help. So it was actually presented to us when we had our meeting by Miss Q, and she described it as, she calls it the edge of heaven, which is essentially a regular cowgirl. However, the gentleman, his ass is hanging off the edge of the bed, feet planted, and he would be thrusting up as she's in cowgirl position. Is that a good breakdown of what it was, Ms. Q?
Yes, but then you also, as the woman, have to hold his hands and lean backwards. So he is your primary tripod, if that makes sense.
Anchor. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, she said
like
tripod. She knew what she meant.
She said tripod.
Okay. Well, yeah, so you'll see some pictures on the
Third
screen.
leg
They're
action.
not an exact representation of what it was, but
This photo of these two people make me laugh more than I need to because his face is hilarious. It's like he's just like, damn, bitch. Like, it's
I tried to find the best version of it I could. That was as close as I could get. Has anyone here? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying like to my imagination, it would just look like it'll be like a trust fall, but you just hoping you don't fall. You're trusting to not.
So
fall.
you-
Who said it? Who said trust fuck? I know that was in our meeting. Who said that?
No, that was me. I said,
That was-
sounds like a trust fund.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she's basically hanging back, like purposely leaning back, and he's pulling her. as well as he's thrusting. That's a workout.
I was about to say that's a workout. That sounds like a whole upper body ab situation.
I mean, I already do that in cowgirl position when you put, both hands back and you just hope they don't just let you go and you go face pant into the couch, the floor, the bed, whatever you're on.
Whatever it is you're on.
Yeah, the bed you're on. But because like at that point you have all my weight. Like I have nothing. I'm trusting you that you do not let me just fall face flat. It's just whatever it is.
Yeah, let's just hope that
cowgirl or reverse cowgirl.
Right then, because like
no, like from the back. Like you're hitting it from the back, and he takes both of your arms, and he just has
that part. Okay.
Crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
So but if I had to, I couldn't do it. One, I'm a big ass bitch. Can't do all that. That's too much. I don't trust nobody to have that strong enough thighs and knee lock. I don't get that. No. I'm all set. Thank you though. Peace.
No, fuck that. I'm adventurous. I'm down. I'm down to give it a try. Like for real, I want to put that in my sexual repertoire. Like it might be something we gotta
my
do.
big ass gonna end up with somebody getting a dislocated knee. That's for real gonna be a TLC. Yeah.
The last time that it happened, it made for a good time. Like he licked up my stomach and all kind of stuff, and I was just like, listen.
He licked up your stomach?
He licked. He has all your weight. Like
we love that. We love
it. It was just real.
Appreciate my tummy.
Yeah, it was all kind of.
You know why I would enjoy
wetness
this
on the floor.
position?
Why would you enjoy this position?
Why?
Because you can easily transition to a standing, ground and pound.
That's for them. That's for them small bitches. That's not for us. That's not.
That sounds like my head about to fall. My head about to fall. You know, have you seen that
Don't lift
where
me
people
up.
hold stuff and they're falling and they're like walking while they're falling? Yeah,
like those infomercials. Like,
me. That's me.
Like I literally can't. I can't stand it. Like
a deadlift.
Nah, after that, Hubdooser strong. He can lift me up, but I hate being picked up. I'm so like uncoordinated and off balance and shit. I'm gonna feel like I'm about to fall.
Exactly. Trust.
It takes so much. When they lift you up and try to get up in there, you be like, wait a minute, I gotta.
Ain't no trust in picking me up.
She over here thinking about now. John Mayer's in her.
Don't pick me up.
Gravity.
I hate it.
Fuck that.
I don't have a great center of my own balance. I don't need nobody else taking me off balance. That's why I don't like rollerblading.
Genocide Circus says, that's like the position of Celine and Michael used on Underworld 2, but not over the edge of a cliff. Essentially, yes. Yes, that's essentially that. Yes. If you go watch Underworld 2 with
now I gotta go back and watch the movie.
Yes, that position. But you're on the edge of a bed, not a cliff.
So for me personally, with my just healing arm, I don't think I can still do that anymore. Maybe in a year or two, I'll after I go through rehab, maybe I can still do that position. But nah, right now I'm pretty much one arm, one-handed.
If you buy one of those harnesses, it can be part of your exercise.
One arm, one hand.
You that way you're not separating your arms. You're putting them together. You're still getting exercise in your arms.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You got to think outside the box. That's all.
Also, I find it funny that we're right back to full circle as you talk about Edge of Heaven, since we were talking about gospel music and fucking earlier.
So Liz said, Liz said, I do that when it's time to get my nails done, and let's just say I got a design on every finger. The Genocide Circus also said, nobody grounds and pounds like Nick Cannon.
Wow.
Well.
Ew.
Who knows that?
Ew.
Okay then.
Who knows that?
Okay.
I wouldn't know that.
Just derail everything. Thank you.
No more comment read.
Okay.
I gotta give the people what the people want.
That ain't what the people want. Not at all. Not that.
Listen, Nick just out here slinging that thing for everybody. We good.
He is.
That Nick Cannon is the.
I'm
Nick
just
Cannon
saying,
we
bro.
were talking about in the Discord. We were talking about in the Discord about breeding kinks and everything. And remember, I told y'all in the Discord when it get out of hand, when you are literally overpopulating.
Okay.
Like,
no bullshit question. No bullshit question. Okay. With the amount of money that Nick has, would y'all allow him to get y'all pregnant?
No.
He can have my whole uterus.
The entire thing. I will give it away. Here you go, sir.
He can get my uterus. Yeah, absolutely.
He got 2 sets of twins. Okay.
Okay.
I'm all set. You got me pregnant once. Woo.
You're right.
But
as soon as he nuts, I'm all set. What are you talking about?
Forever. For life. Yes, sir. Yes, I would carry. Yeah, I would carry the hell out of Nick's baby. Yes, I would.
No.
No, and let me flip it around,
You
guys.
got a turkey base too? We can do it right now.
Hello. And guys, would you vice versa? If it was a woman that was doing the same thing, would you impregnate somebody if you're gonna be set for life after she had your baby?
Mariah Carey. Let's make
there
it
you
a
go.
fair,
Let's make it a fair trade. Mariah Carey.
If it was anyone else but Mariah Carey, maybe. Like, I gotta think
Damn, he said anybody but her.
Damn. Well. They go to glass. He done put the goddamn glasses on.
Song while banging.
So y'all just basically gave credence to Brittany Renner her whole way of life, right?
That's why I fucking love my cousin.
Y'all literally just you're just like, oh, well, I mean, she ain't that bad. You go, girl, do your thing. A fucking succubus, a predator. And y'all just...
How is that the same thing
Rick,
as
ain't it a shame that they said that, Rick?
How is that the same thing? How is it the same thing? Please explain to me how is the same thing as Brittany Renner preying on this dude from what, high school? She was preying on this man, and we talking about Nick Cannon. Okay, I don't care.
Hey, Trey.
Yep.
I ain't seen as much backpedaling.
I'm backpedaling.
How am I backpedaling?
It's gonna be Saturday. I'm just saying.
Vindication.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm saying is he can still have the uterus. I don't care about what your comment was. The uterus can still be had. So I just don't understand how the two equate.
And I'm still trying to figure out how the two equate. Please explain it to me.
Basically, Brittany Renner just sold her uterus. She used it as a fucking lottery ticket. It's just like,
So
you're going to...
Well, maybe this is my issue. I don't know who the fuck Brittany Renner is.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay, so
Brittany Renner is an Instagram model who has basically, she's an IG thought. That's the best way to put it. And people believe that she preyed on a young NBA player to get money out of him. She made her rounds on social media, and she's basically saying she was legitimately in a relationship with this person. She stopped being in a relationship with this person, but she did get pregnant with him. She expected to be married to him. She got, did that whole thing. But
a question though. No, a lot of bitches do that, not just her. So how is it validating her?
So okay, I'm still trying to figure out how. I'm still trying to figure out how the two equate, because Nick Cannon, who is a grown ass man, and he's saying, "Hey, okay, I have lupus," and he's trying to have children with multiple women or whatever. And my question was, if he came to you with that proposal, would you be okay with that? How is it the same thing as what Brittany Renner did?
Because you're using getting pregnant as a come up. That's what all of this is. That's what it boils down to. You're basically using getting pregnant or having a child as a come up. Am I wrong? Am I crazy?
Yes.
I mean, Nick Cannon's rich. So is the giving up the uterus part of the fact that you're trying to also enhance society, or you're just trying to get a come up because he's rich? Because the first thing you said was Nick Cannon got that money. Here you go.
I'd absolutely still stand on that.
And that's
take
fine.
the uterus. Give me my check. What are you talking about?
So don't get it misconstrued.
Because
what we're go ahead.
But the funny thing is, everybody the difference to me is he doesn't just take care of the kid. He actually is taking care of these women in whole. No matter what, it's not like you going into this and you're knowing what you're getting. With her, it's like, nah, I'm gonna sneak and get
pregnant, and I'm preying upon somebody else to come up because this is the lifestyle that I want.
Right, it's not an agreement.
So where is the difference? Where's the similarity is the question.
Real quick for the comments, Liz said, "Hell yeah, I would have Nick Cannon's baby." Graham said, "It's a party, it's a party, it's a party." Hey, Graham. Genocide Circus says, "Mariah Carey, I'll hit her with the Jim Bob Duggar game." Oh Lord, not the Duggars.
Wow, not the Duggars.
19 and counting. That girl had to medically be stopped, okay? Brittany said, "Toxic Trey is here, ladies and gents." Lillian said, "Please tell me where Nick Cannon preyed on someone not old enough to consent."
Thank you. Well,
Jamaica said, "Well, it's been reported that he lives the lifestyle/belief system of the Moors, so it's like a harem or something to that effect." Genocide Circus said, "Backpedal so fast, Marty and Doc Brown spun out and wrecked." They were supposed to be in a movie, but I don't know what the name of it was, what was going to be. Elizabeth said, no, she's literally being a predator to those little boys. And the Nick Cannon situation would be an offer, not me creeping on this man. Janessa said, getting pregnant is always a come up, literally come up.
Wow. All right.
Okay. And Lillian said, Liz, exactly. The two are not the same.
Thank you.
So first off, you have to define the situation properly. Wink, wink. Brittany Renner. It wasn't. First off, don't say little boys because the nigga's 21.
Yeah,
he met her when he was 20. So he met her when he was 20.
How much older is Brittany Renner than him?
29. So
okay.
How many? Come on now. Don't listen. Hold up. Wait.
Don't do what? Because she literally preyed on this dude.
Let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
He's not 12. He was 20 when he met her. He's 23 now.
Yes, and how emotionally mature were you at 20? Are you going to
let me finish what I'm saying? Are you going to let me finish what I'm saying? Or are you going to keep interrupting? So, 20 to 23. You can't prey on a 20-year-old when you're 27. Okay? No. They're closer in age than you think.
I know we've had this conversation before. I know we've had this conversation before.
Men take 20-year-old girls, but men take 20-year-old girls all the time and groom them. So yes, you can. You can prey on a 20-year-old
because emotionally mature were you at 20 years old?
Right. Y'all are so immature and y'all fucking 30 still. So yeah, she absolutely could have preyed on him, and y'all acting like she wasn't throwing some old lady cougar coochie on this boy. Okay.
Well, all right. So Liz says that he was like 18 at the time. And speaking of, okay, talking about people in the past and past relations, let's get into, could you possibly be with a current partner and talk about your past sexual life or past sexual experience? Off of a podcast, off of two famous Instagrammers, they had Tank on their podcast, and they were talking about, like, you know, if there's any situation, and we've talked about this a couple podcasts ago, where your partner says to you, hey, this isn't going too good. I'm not really feeling the love for real. I'm not really feeling you deep in the guts like you're supposed to be, or I'm not feeling you as tight like you're supposed to be, whatever the case may be. Like, you know, can you talk to them about and give them critiques about your sexual experience with your partner? And also, could you handle the conversation of, well, who was it that did it the best for you and what did they do? Men, I would love to hear your take on this. And Rick, please, you can go first. What could you possibly handle a past sex relationship conversation with a current partner?
I absolutely could. That is a conversation. So here's the thing, like the average male doesn't really. All right, fuck it. The average unenlightened male is a selfish lover. He doesn't really pay attention. He doesn't really notice things. He doesn't really try to learn so much about his partner. So that's a conversation that I think honestly most people should have. Now the problem where things could get a little bit rocky, a little bit dicey, is when you start naming names, when you start attaching people to said situations, and when you start bringing in, like when you put a face to, oh well, this person did this, and it felt, you know what I mean, it felt really enlightening to me, or this was something that this person did that made me feel a certain type of way. That's the problem with it. So, I mean, I think it's a conversation that most people should have, because, you know what I mean, you need to know what makes your lover, what makes their body scream. You know what I mean? What's their body's language of when you're trying to please them as far as it goes in the sexual realm.
It's literally what you were saying earlier. Like, be experimental. Like, find out what your partner likes and everything.
Exactly. Because, you know, if you're not being experimental, if you're not learning and listening, then what do you get? You get a frustrated lover. The next thing you know, you get sitting there masturbating on your couch by yourself.
Well, okay, Kim, did you? Would you? I know we talked about this before we had the show, and you were just like, you know, you're probably going to use pronouns more than dropping names to just avoid an argument. But don't you think an argument could possibly start any which way?
Well, yeah. The funny thing is, like I said, especially since, you know, I'm polyamorous, we're all, right now, we are dealing with other lovers and us at the same time. So it's like, you gotta, so one of the rules that we kind of established is I'm okay with knowing about other relationships. I'm okay with, daily relationships. I personally just don't want to know, like, every detail about those relationships. But, like, that's just the details. Now, if certain conversations evolve in, like, hey, this really does it for me, and I did this, and this, I am mature enough to handle that conversation. Obviously, because I'm mature enough to handle her in other relationships. So, but at the same time, I'm respectful to the fact that I'm not going to throw, like, an ex's name in her face. Because, I mean, it's like, I feel like just being specific with names, and, like, and, that much he's doing, and I would also like this to be done if we can come to an agreement. Sometimes, though, they physically, may not be able to handle or be able to do the same things as previous people, because, like I said, we're all built differently. We all have different body types. We all have different, strengths and weaknesses. So I feel like sometimes that could be a two-edged sword where it's like, well, they did this. I figure out something else then, Okay.
Sorry about the sound, guys. I don't know, but if it's everybody's microphone. Know if it's just like sound in the back. If you said
it sounds hollow.
All sound, the whole entire.
Is it me?
No, something just got unplugged.
We're gonna fix that really quick. So just give us a second.
Oh, apparently it's the whole podcast.
Everyone sounds weird. Okay. So then it's probably just something technical. Just give us a second. Hubdooser.
We apologize.
It's good.
Yeah.
Let us know if we start sounding better, y'all.
Yeah.
So do you want to keep talking if the sound doesn't sound good for them to hear you?
Yeah. I mean that's pretty much where I was gonna go, because like I said, am I mature enough to have that conversation? Sure. Like I said, I'll just be respectful and not be specific with the actual name and date and time. But I can say, this was done to me before. I would like,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
Good now?
Yeah. All right, Trey. So I know that you're in the don't ask, don't tell policy. Like, if you don't want to know, don't ask me. so how would you handle a situation like this?
So it's not as cut and dry in a relationship. Of course, it's all about communication, but I do have restrictions on finding out minute details. I don't need to know specifically what this individual did, X, Y, and Z, to you. But if it's something that'll help spice things up, I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to have the communication, the open lines of communication with my partner. And, I'm willing to learn some things. Yes, it is a shot to the ego, I'll admit, to hear, okay, this person or person A did this X, Y, and Z better.
Yeah.
And this would happen. It takes a lot to get out of that toxic mindset. Fuck y'all. Anyway, to get out of that mindset and open up and be like, okay, I'm willing to learn because I want to please you. I want to make sure that you are just as happy as I am. Because I don't want to be like I was in my youth and be that young guy who's just, I'm in the pussy,
You can't just yell and scream into pussy. I don't think that's how that works. For the ladies, personally, for me, because I know bias is quick, I don't think that I would be able to have the what did that bitch do for you that I can't do conversation. I think that's too much. I've had a lot of guys in the past like come back to me and be like, yeah, this new chick can't do this like you. She can't do this. And I'm just like, why are you telling me? Fix it. Go tell them, give them instructions. Like, I'll give them a playbook or something like that, So I think sometimes it has to deal with the fact that they have moved on and they're with a new person, but because they don't do this one thing like their ex-partner did, they possibly might find it as not sexually appealing. I'm not too sure. Q, have you ever dealt with that, and what would you do if you were in that kind of situation?
So we actually had this conversation. This conversation has been had. And when you are with a person for an extended period of time, it's a conversation that you do need to have. For me in particular, I was just like, yeah, you used to give me Kevin Gates sessions all the time, but now you just out here giving out like Teddy Pendergrass dick, and that's not what I want. So
I'm just
not close the door. Close the door is good. What's wrong with Teddy? That's
Kevin Gates versus Teddy. God damn.
But all I'm saying, so what I'm saying is like things changed. Like I could not, like, when I was younger, I loved giving head. And then, like, I got to a mommy phase, and it wasn't something that was, like, on the highest of my fucking, listen, I'm going to suck it, it's going to get hard, and then we going to do what we do. Like, I'm not really in this to please you. And it really came down to us being open and honest with each other to be able to say, hey, this shit right here, this is not working. Like, it came up by accident because he was like, you don't feel like I could do this? And I was like, I mean, you used to, but I don't think you can do it now. Like,
So he was
and it
actually
turned
the person
into
from the past.
pretty much. So I was just like, you know, it was a point where, like, I was just like, you know, you used to listen. I used to be daydreaming at work, bro. Like,
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, what time do I go to work? Is this over here?
Lord.
So it really, and it was a disconnect. It wasn't just like, you know, sexually. We just stopped being into each. Like, I mean, I guess it was a disconnect. We grew apart. And then, like, once we had the conversation, it was just like, what can we do? Because there was always toys. There was always, like, different things in the bedroom. And I was just like, you know, you can put this wand on my coochie all day long. But if I am not mentally into this, if I'm not, like, if you're not doing this, like, the way I know that you can, like, I don't, it's not what this ain't gonna work, bro.
So was it like was it the, I mean, okay, I don't know how to put this lightly. Was it the kids that kind of got in the way, or was it just life that got in the way? Like, y'all had different schedules, and, you know, like, what?
Honestly,
where was the disconnect? If you don't, you know,
so,
if you don't mind. You know.
Oh no, I don't mind. So when you've been with somebody for 16 years, you're just like, you know, shit changes. Like, your body changes, your stamina changes, like your actual orientation and what you prefer changes. Because like when I was 18, 19, 20, yeah, I preferred you doing it this way. And now, like, I'm older, I'm more mature, I'm 32. And back then it was still taboo for me to, like, think about exploring my body and learning what I do and don't like. And sometimes it does take you being with another person to understand what it is that you're missing with your person. So, like, legit, we had that conversation too. Like, you know, you've been with this person, you know, I've been with this person, you know, this is what is different. Like, you used to do this, and this, and now you don't do it. And it really boiled down to, like, a mental disconnect where we weren't mentally trying to please the other person. It had literally turned into, oh, let me just
do it just to do it.
Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna do this so I can go to sleep type shit.
Damn.
So
I think that's something that conversation and communication definitely can hopefully help to get you out of that. And if it doesn't, then
it did. It absolutely did. And I'm telling you, like, ain't nothing like some toxic D when you can get toxic D without having the whole toxic portion of it. So
okay. Thank you, nice. Amber, for the like. Royal, please let us know, have you ever had to deal with this situation? Has it came into any current relationships that you had with past people?
So with, like, every relationship, you know, it's like you.
Oh, your sound, Royal, your sound.
Low.
We can't hear you. This sounds really low. Hubdo, sir. Real quick, Brittany said, I've had graphic details aren't necessary, and I've had the conversation before to where there was a lot of comparison. At first it bothered me, but then I would take it as a challenge. My way is better, and I'll make you come harder. Hashtag forget me not. Okay,
listen, I'm all for putting up a mirror and racing the bitch that's in it. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Royal, how you sounding?
I don't know, can you hear me?
Yeah,
it's really low. It's really low.
Like really far.
I don't know.
And in a can.
Dang, he said far away and in a can, Jesus.
So,
Royal sounds good to Amber. So maybe Royal, go ahead, because if maybe it's just us on the internally, it doesn't.
Okay. So basically, I've had to deal with it. Yes, I've had to have uncomfortable conversations.
Oh.
But, you know, it's just like it was, you know, you not necessarily like you used to hit it like this, but it's like something that was done in the past that I liked, something that I knew that I liked, because, you know, once you have a certain amount of experience, you know your body, you know how you're going to react to certain situations, you know how you're going to react to certain stimulus, you know what I'm saying? Stimuli? I don't know, either way. But it was basically a conversation to say, hey, you know, while what you're doing feels nice, I would really appreciate it if we, you know, did X, Y, and Z. Like, this feels better to me. Like, and you know what I'm saying? You have to have those conversations, because otherwise you end up being unsatisfied and you don't want to build up that resentment in your relationship. Especially, I mean, like I'm gonna say, especially not in the bedroom, because that's really like, you know, it's important. It's not the most important part of your relationship, but it is extremely important. And if you don't have that chemistry there, then it can definitely hurt your relationship in other areas.
Okay. So what do you guys think is the best way to approach a person to like I I don't know. I guess my thing would be like if I have gotten like, you know, cunnilingus from a past person and it was, you know, bomb, like, you know, and it's rare. It's very rare that that ever happens. So if I bring it to you and I'm just like, hey, you know, this isn't working for me. I kind of like it up down. You kind of giving me, you know, square triangle R2 L2, and I don't need it. I just need a light switch to be hit.
In these
Yeah,
Xbox
you know,
controller
sometimes we be
references.
acting like it's like a whole like controller system, and it's like this is not a combo.
I don't need all that extra. Like
I don't need all
if
that.
you see me react a certain way to you just
Exactly.
licking up and down, sir,
Yeah.
just lick up and
Yeah,
down.
I
and
don't need you
suck
like
a little bit. That's it. Like I don't.
this is not a fatality combo. I just need
So-
you to do something simple for me. I'm not a complex bitch. Like that's me simplicity, you know. So if I'm telling you to do this, I feel like some dudes, like there was a podcast where a guy was just like, oh, if somebody brings to you a complaint about something that you're currently doing, it's because they're thinking about somebody from the past or whatever. And it's like, it could be because what you're doing, what makes me feel good that everybody else has done, you was not doing it right. How would you even approach a person? I don't even know how I would even tell a person, because there's only been one person I told you was just horrible, and then I never went back. I there was no more contact after that. I kind of just left it alone. I don't do that. If you suck, I'm leaving. Bye. See you later. You know, there's no second chances. So what are you guys' best options for letting a person know that they literally suck?
Like I told you, mine was literally by accident on purpose because he was like, you know,
by accident on purpose.
So it was like he asked the question, and I was just like, yeah, you used to, but now you don't. So, and then that just opened the door because, and I left it at that. And then like a couple of days later, he was like, so you brought this up and I feel like we should have a conversation about it. And so it turned into a whole like week-long conversation where it was like just us playing with each other, like during the night, trying to figure out like what it is that we need.
That's crazy how your new lover can be your old lover at the same damn time.
Because the person that you're with changes. Like you grow up, you grow apart, you grow back together, all of that good stuff. So yeah. I mean,
anybody else? Anybody else got any good idea? Go ahead, Rick.
No, Cam had a thought that he wanted to go, and then I'll go.
Oh no, I was just laughing at Genocide Circus. He says give him the Konami code, which is pretty much up, down, left, right, BA, select, start. She comes 30 times. No, but that's pretty much the only thing I was going to say. I was going to say before they did.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
can y'all see me, just out of curiosity? Because something happened with my screen.
Yeah,
so...
we can see you.
Okay. All right.
You're still in Gotham City with Royal. So
yeah.
We see you.
My point that I was going to make is just, you know, how can you start that? How do you like to answer that question? Be an adult. Be an effective communicator. I mean, honestly, like the one thing that you learn, the one thing that we've all had to have learned, and if you haven't learned, I'm pretty sure you're doing it bad, you're living bad, is that being an adult is having a bunch of conversations that you don't want to have, that little kids run away from, that people who aren't succeeding in life run away from. So have that conversation, but also at the same time, be empathetic to the person that you are with. If you're not gonna, if you have no desire to be empathetic or be understanding of who it is that you're talking to, then guess what? You're not gonna have a good conversation. It's not gonna go well, and the shit's probably gonna fall apart. But communicate with them the way that you want to be communicated with, or the way that they can receive it. Because being with someone, you have to understand the way they receive information and how they take things. So what it all boils down to is be an effective communicator.
Okay.
And while you're being empathetic, please remember to still be truthful. Just because you're being empathetic does not mean that you should start sugarcoating shit. Because that's the problem. Yeah. Remember that.
But again, that goes to the person that you're talking to, though, right? Because some people can receive truthful information. Some people can be, as they like to say, coachable. right? And then there's some people who's just like, nah, fuck that. I was doing what I was supposed to do. You don't know how to coach, you know what I mean? And you can't say nothing to them. So it
Well,
really is.
in that case, you wouldn't even been telling that person that they ain't good at what the fuck they good at. I mean, ain't good at no more.
But
You wouldn't be having a conversation anyway.
Like
that's why I
Liz
say it's
said,
a case by case basis.
like Liz said, put a tutorial on if we're being nice. I guess, like, you know, I've had a friend actually who has played a certain P-Stars fellatio giving video.
Superhead. Let's say Superhead.
It wasn't Superhead. It was some woman with a raggedy taggedy short red and black wig on. I don't know, but apparently she gives like really good head. Whatever.
Oh, Miss Natural.
And so
oh my god,
he had showed the person like this is what I envision. This is what I use for my, you know, pleasure time and everything, because she's doing a great job. If we could take, you know, some bullet point notes on this video here, I think we would be in a great circumstance. And I don't think that's bad. I think anytime a person actually does show you some form of their, you know, XXX category, is giving you some idea of what they would like in the bedroom or how they would like to be touched in the bedroom. Go ahead, Cam. I know you're gonna disagree. Go ahead.
No. I full on agree. Sometimes, you know, if you can't quite explain it, you know, a diaphragm works. All right, you see this picture position? That's what I want. You know, stuff like that. Cool. I don't know. I'm just curious to, like, you know, how you all would take this, because I'm like, how would you talk to someone who's an overthinker? Like, you say one thing and they're thinking like layers and layers. Like, you're saying, hey, you know, it'd be really nice if we could do this, and in her mind she's like, yo,
who the fuck you did this with?
Yeah. So how would you all proceed to go to someone who overthinks?
Oh, you mean talking to me? Talking to me. Okay,
so
yeah.
I definitely wouldn't be able to handle a conversation like that, because I do that. I overthink about literally nothing. I overthink if you, instead of getting off the phone and saying, like, when you usually text bye, like, you know, with a blue heart, and you just text me bye without the blue heart, I'm like, what happened here?
Damn, no heart.
But you know what though? Honestly, it depends.
Like, what's going on?
I really think it depends on how they approach the conversation, though.
I don't present my overthinking, you know, because I always feel like that does push a person away. If you present your insecurities all the time, you know, I can definitely tell the difference between I'm making something so small and minute into a bigger problem than it needs to be, versus, is this something that is true to my feelings and should I stand in it? It's a very hard life that I live up here in my brain. But I would just ask you if you wanted me to do something different, I would say it in a way that you didn't include another person. Like, you didn't tell me, because I would never ask. I'm a don't ask, don't tell person. So I would never ask, like, okay, what bitch did this for you? No. Like, tell me in a way that wouldn't let me know another person made you feel like this, and make it seem like I gained this access to you that I didn't know anyone else, you know, could have touched. Like, I had an ex tell me one time, like, oh, no one's made me come from head before. And I was like, you know what? This is my goal. I'm going to make you come from the head. And then I did it. And then I got a high five afterwards. And he was like, this is great. I was like, oh, thanks. Awesome. He could have been straight lying to me to make me, like, really go hard in the head giving. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he's not going to tell me that. He's just going to give me an incentive. So, you know, I felt like I won the race that day.
Okay, TK, you did the race. We got it.
Right. I think, honestly, it really depends on how they approach the conversation, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, because with me being an overthinker, it is hard for me to have certain conversations. I'm not going to say don't talk to me about it. Don't name drop. That's one thing for sure, because I don't want to know what is going on with you, you know, what happened with you and your ex specifically. I don't want that information. If you want to tell me that you like the way something feels or whatever the case may be, okay, that's cool, because my goal is to make sure I'm pleasuring you to the best of my ability, because I'm a giver in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to make sure that you are, you know, getting that top tier pleasure. So you can talk to me about it. Just approach it in a way to where it's like, hey, you know, I really like when you do this, or, you know, like the same way I would approach it if I wanted my partner to change something. Like, I really like the way this feels when you do this. You know what I'm saying? When you did this last time, this was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. That I'm okay with.
All right, and then the comments, Dr. T Channel said, Cam in the Konami
she keeps
code.
saying
Okay,
channel.
and then
It's
we can see
Chanel.
and hear you, Cam. All right, and then Genocide Circus says, we like Andre Trace and make it a teachable moment. Liz said, providing some reassurance, give so you can get, and focusing on tone, maybe a compliment before criticism. And Jamaica said, my indie ass needs the neurodivergent as needs the tutorial and the hand holding kind of conversation. Well, not necessarily holding my hand, but proper guidance. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. There you go.
Well, I know that there's like one thing I definitely probably wouldn't tell my new current partner. And I think Will Smith needs to learn some of these things. Because I definitely wouldn't tell my new partner that I used to gag every time I had an orgasm because I was having so much sex at one point in time.
It's just some shit you don't need to
new
tell
excerpt
people.
From his All Tell All book, Will Smith revealed that after being cheated on by his first serious girlfriend, he ended up having so much sex that orgasm basically repulsed him. He also said rampant and sexual intercourse was something that he had. And also up until that point in his life, he only had sex with one other woman besides Melanie, who was his ex-girlfriend. But over the next few months, he went full ghetto hyena. Also saying that he had a psychosomatic reaction, and he had sex with so many women that it was so constitutionally disagreeable to the core of his being that it developed a psychosomatic reaction to having an orgasm, which would make him gag and sometimes even vomit.
Is ghetto hyena the direct quote?
Yo.
Huh? Yeah, these are things in quotes that he said. And this is the thing. And then this has all happened obviously before he found Jada. And he also said in the book, for Jada, satisfying her sexually, I would do, or I was going to die trying. Something is going on in the Smith house. I don't know what tell-all crack is on their body. I don't know if Wonder Woman has her, chain around her, making them release all their secrets. But, it's getting a little out of hand. I don't know how you could have sex so much to the point that every time you about to bust a nuts, you're like, ooh! Like, come on, like, let's get it together here. Have you guys ever had a point in your time where you had sex so much that it made you sick?
Not that I've had sex so much.
It was just when he came, I would get nauseous.
What?
Was
Wait,
he not drinking
what?
water?
Explain.
I need answers.
So I was young, and it started
What color
after
was
it was regular nut.
What
Like,
color was it?
It really
The
was
color,
not him.
regular nut.
Coconut, I believe.
Alabama. Mother of pearl. Eggshell.
Not the Will
So-
Smith gift, please.
So when I had my son, I was 17. So after that, like, it was just the way that my body reacted to semen after giving birth. And I would get nauseous every time that he would ejaculate. And I was just like, we gotta stop.
Question: on you or in you? Just
In me.
okay. So you literally. Oh wow, I've never heard of that.
Never.
Yeah.
Is that like
It was
PTSD
just like-
of birth? Like, like knowing that it could possibly be a thing that could happen?
I really feel like that was definitely in my brain. Like, I want them on as kids, like,
Yeah.
because I didn't ever
Bizarro
want
breeding
kids, and then so yeah, it just, I guess it really had something to do with the fact that I was just like, I had just went through childbirth, which can be very traumatic, especially at such a young age, and I just was like, he just came.
Yeah.
Now, when I was playing with it and we was doing other things, I didn't get nothing.
So I think with Will Smith, it was kind of like the connection he had with his breakup and using sex to heal, and then him in the back of his mind knowing that he's doing all this for the wrong reasons or for whatever reasons he was doing it for, whether that was, and then kind of like the shame, like after that post-nut clarity for him. I think that's kind of what it was for him. That's what became psychosomatic for him to have that reaction. I think that's kind of what ended up happening. I think, I mean, as all the memes go, with clowning Will Smith and stuff like that, like, I did all that too, but I think that there was some validity and truth behind the fact that I think his reasoning and his, like I said, that's probably what triggered it for him. Like, what am I
Okay.
doing? You're doing this wrong, man. But
Can we hashtag post nut clarity? Can we
post nut
hashtag
clarity?
that?
Post nut clarity.
You don't know about post-nut clarity?
I know about post nut
Listen.
clarity. That's a real thing. That is a
Billy
literal
Bob
real
Thornton and
thing.
Monsters Ball.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
okay. Jamaica
Okay.
said they don't know either, but it's making them relevantly rich. Yes. Lillian said psychosomatic reaction and disagreeable to the core of his being are the key words of that quote. Genocide Circus said regular nut is a Crayola color. Lillian said, and yes, if you're participating in sexual practices that intensely opposed to who you are and what you want, this ish happens. Jamaica said, exactly. Like, I definitely have been in a situation where I've had sex and I kind of didn't want to. It wasn't like a coercion kind of thing, but it was just like, I really don't feel like it, but also I kind of feel like it. So when like having sex, it was just kind of like, it was like almost like, ugh, I want to get out of this. Like, I just want it to be done because it's like,
Did you come yet?
Oh yeah, it was like I want it, but like,
So,
kind
I
of
mean,
don't want to.
yeah.
Like,
So there's been situations, and it sounds like weird for a guy to say like that same situation because as guys we're supposed to like want sex all the time. But like there have been times where I literally just have sex with girls because I'm like, all right, she likes me, and this is what I'm supposed to do as a guy. And it's like I didn't really care about it, but you know, I had to listen to Nickelback to deal with that shit. So yeah, like it was
Pressure.
just,
what is the problem? Like we
Well-
have came back to the Nickelback.
Oh,
Oh, bars.
what-
Hashtag
what-
bars. Go
What
ahead.
about if your body physically won't allow you to have sex with a person?
You need to
There's
listen to that
there's
shit.
a lot of women that
No.
that deal with that too.
I've actually
I
had
a
the
woman
opposite.
Who I was in a relationship with a long time ago. She was not the best person. She was kind of she was
Horrible
kind of,
bitch.
She was yeah. Let's go with that. And you know she had made some comments to me that like kind of stuck with me. But anyway, we moved past that and we tried to reconcile. And literally every time we would try to have sex, like she would disrobe or whatever, and my penis would get erect. And then the minute we would try to start, it would always be like my dick would be like,
Nope,
oh,
I don't wanna
it's
be
that
here.
bitch.
I don't wanna be here.
Nah, I'm straight.
Oh, that's what you. Okay,
Oh,
all right.
shit.
I see it. I see now.
Then you're labeled. Go ahead, my bad.
Limp dick.
No, I never got that. Well, at least she never said it to my face. But at the same time, literally, like we tried to have sex at least 4 other times, and it was just, and my dick was just like, nah, man, she got to go.
She ain't
Like-
said to you, but that group text was lit up.
Yeah.
This lipstick motherfucker
Yeah,
did
like
it
I
again.
think, no, I think sometimes like you mentally, like you obviously your mental and your physical connect, but there's those times
Right.
where your mental will definitely overpower your body so
Yes.
much
Mhm.
to the point
That's
that
happened.
like you cannot have the reaction that you want to have because your body, your mind's like, bitch, I told your ass, get the fuck away, leave,
Right.
exit, like, you know, and
This
sometimes
person
you
is
can't.
toxic for you.
Yeah, and you're just like
Right.
you're like, but no, I want it, and it's just like,
Right.
no, but we're not
One
doing
of our key
it.
indicators of that is the spit to start. If you got a spit to start, sir, you not it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That is a very true fact. That is an actually.
What's going on? If I have to, yep.
You have to push to start this.
That's why you gotta check. You gotta check the oil. You gotta check the oil. Like, hey, how's it going? What's going on? It was.
Yes.
No. We need to talk about this.
Yeah.
Because-
Jamaica said. I'm sorry, Trey. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Jamaica said disassociation can during sex can happen sometimes. Lillian actually posted this on her TikTok about disassociating and kind of just like not being in the moment. It can definitely happen during sex. I haven't had a.
I have.
I think I have.
I've had a
actually.
whole experience.
It was
with
just
that.
kind of like in my mind, like, is it gonna happen today? Is it gonna happen this time? We don't know. We'll get to the end and find out.
It's happened to me. Not specifically I disassociated, but I noticed that my partner, like, she was disassociating. And about, I kind of, like, at first I slowed down. I was looking at her. I'm like, are you good? She's like, what? No. I was like, what? You disassociate? She's like, so she wanted to know, like, details, like, how did I know that she was disassociating? So she can kind of, because she doesn't see herself when she does these things, so she doesn't know what disassociating looks like.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like one of those moments where she started disassociating, and I was just like, well, what was the cause of it? And she's like, I don't know. Like, she was like feeling it, and next thing I know, she was just in another world.
I ain't lying. Sometimes I used to make grocery lists, but anyway.
Did I leave the stove on? Did it? Like,
well, no. Her version of disassociating was like switching alters or people. If that makes more sense.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
All right, that took it to a whole nother level that I was not expecting. But you know, it happens.
Right.
It happens. It definitely happens. I mean, everybody has an alter ego at some point. Sometimes it mentally just stays there. So
you can bring the beast out of me, but sometimes.
Bring the beast.
Like I said, it was kind of like in between alters. I don't know how to explain it. She was like, I guess I'm in between alters, or like I said, when she was disassociating, she was like, she herself wasn't there, so she doesn't remember exactly what had happened. But someone else was driving.
Okay, like multiple personality.
But was it good? So I got a question. Was it good though?
Well, I mean, it freaked me out at first. So I did stop. I mean, I slowed down at first, and then I stopped.
Thank you, King.
So I'm not familiar with dissociative sex at all, and now I have to do more research. But I see one of the comments from Lillian Desu saying dissociative sex is wild and not in a good way. All of a sudden, you're not in your mind anymore. So, how can someone who's dealing with a person who is neurodivergent or dissociative, how do we know? Assuming that.
You can see the switch.
You can tell it in the person's face.
You can see the switch.
So,
you can see the switch.
I'm very
missionary.
Attentive, and I'm very attentive. I'm also, no. I'm an empath, and I'm very attentive. So, like, I'm one of the few people that can see other alters when they're when they're going through changes. I was like, oh, so and so's out now, and okay, we got this. I'm talking to this person now. So, for me, what I noticed was like, she was into it. When she's into it, she's into it, and then she was still into it, but then there was like something like was not like focusing.
Somebody
in her
flipped the
eyes.
switch.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if she was toggling or what, but then like I said, for me, when I was doing it, first I was going, and I'm realizing that she's not there, and I'm still going, and then I slow down, and I'm like, "Are you good?" And she's like, "Huh?" And then I stopped.
Okay.
I was like, "Okay." So yeah, it's.
It was like that movie Frankie and Annie or some shit like that with Halle Berry.
Oh yes,
where she had the two different personalities. Yeah,
exactly. Well, guys, thank you guys so much. We've come to an end of another great, lovely episode of the Kinkazoid podcast. Thank you so much to our guests for being a part of our panel. I truly, 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 truly do appreciate it. Thank you to everybody in the comments for participating and giving your thoughts and your opinions. Q, please give them all your social media handles and where they can follow you.
I was about to say Twitter. Instagram, TikTok are both Dosa Q. So you can find me on there. Website, The Melanated Rainbow. Rainbow is spelled with rain like royalty. And yeah.
Okay, and Rick?
Again, you can look for me on social media, but you look for me in the one place that I always am. I hate your hearts.
I hate you so much.
Okay, Cam. Can you give us your social media handles, please?
On Twitter, it's Mr. Petty BNW. And on Instagram, it's hashtag Camism, KAMISM. Same as on Instagram. You look for those, you'll find me just being goofy, funny videos, skits, that whole thing.
And Trey?
I go last.
Okay, and Royal?
Okay, you can find me on IG, Twitter, and TikTok at Royal Rain, ROY4LR4YNE.
All right, and you guys can always find me on Instagram at Candy Taste Sweet because it's true. And you can also find me on TikTok at Chase Inc. CHAYESINC. We just hit 134K, guys. So we're getting up there. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Good job. Good job. It's your boy Trey Proper, literally everywhere. Good night.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Thank you.
Peace.
The Graham.